23.1 for workplace opportunities in sport. There are three main providers in the sports industry. There's public, private and voluntary. Public is generally council and government run, which involves little cost for users, and it's open for everyone to use, and it's not membership orientated. So example in Brighton would be Food and Leisure, so King Alfred. The private is done for the profit of the company, and so high quality equipment, as they have more money to be able to up for upkeep and all that. Membership fees are a lot higher, obviously, because they're trying to gain money. So Virgin Active would be an example of this. And voluntary, so these are mass participation orientated. There's no fees and run by volunteers. Four sectors in the sport industry are sport and recreation, health and fitness, outdoor education, sport and exercise science. So sport and recreation, a job would be like a football coach. So you'd have to have a passion for helping others, an interest in personal development for yourself and others. Would have to motivate well and have a knowledge of a specific sport, for example football. The job I looked at was Brighton women's goalkeeper coach. You'd need a FA level 2 goalkeeping certificate. The general salary, if employed by a professional club like Brighton, would be between £30,000 and £35,000 a year. A job at Brighton would mean travel by bus or train and wouldn't be much hassle for someone like me. There's progression within the job, as you could become head coach or run own coaching business. A level 1 coaching badge should be required. However, if you were going to coach younger kids at a lower level, you can coach without the coaching badge or when you volunteer. So the evaluation for me is I'm good with children but I do not have a good enough skill level to be able to coach properly at a good level. But I can play football, but I don't think I have the specific skills to be able to coach like people to a high level. I can motivate well, specifically younger kids. However, the older they are, I feel embarrassed to. So if it's someone like our age, so if it's someone my age at the moment, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'd find it too embarrassing. And I think I'm responsible enough to look after groups of people. A physiotherapist. You'd work with patients who have a range of conditions, develop and review treatment programs, be caring, compassionate and professional at all times, and be able to manage clinical risks. The general salary, I found a job, a physiotherapist in Heathfield. It's full-time, 40 hours a week, and the general salary of a physiotherapist starting off could be 20 grand a year, and once you get higher it'd be £46,000 a year and there or thereabouts. Specifically in this job within the NHS, it'd be £35,000 a year, and the shifts would be 12 hours, for example. Opportunities within the job, I could become a head physiotherapist or specialise in a specific path, or ultimately create my own physiotherapy business working in the private sector, which is like more money orientated. I'd need a degree in sports science or specifically physiotherapy. The evaluation to me is I'm good with people and don't shy away from contact, but I don't think there's enough progression within the job. Like, you go in at a certain level and it takes ages to work your way up like to one step to be like a specialist physiotherapist, and I'd look for more development in the job than that. The starting salary can be relatively low. However, travelling from Brighton to Heathfield, which is about an hour and 20 minutes every day, would be a problem, because I would like a job that would be relatively close, and university is not something I necessarily want to do at this moment, so it would cut out that job completely. In the health and fitness sector, you could be a nutritionist. This is creating and delivering practical initiatives, specialist advice on healthy eating to particular client groups such as maternal and like young kids. Being able to create presentations and workshops on areas such as good health education and promotion, and how to have good verbal and written communication. So a starting salary for a nutritionist is between 21 and £29,000 a year, and with experience salaries can range from £30,000 to £45,000 a year. You need a university degree in nutrition or something else relevant. However, when you have this degree, you come out as like an apprentice nutritionist, and it takes 3 years of you being like mentored by someone to become a properly like qualified nutritionist. So it's quite time consuming and long. The job I found was in Horsham, and it was part-time in the private sector, so the hours would vary when the clients needed me. So as it is in Horsham, travelling each day would be required. It's 25 hours a week, and if I'd gone through all the uni process, I'd ultimately be looking for a full-time job instead of part-time. And progression within the role is like minimum, as you have to wait 3 years after your degree anyway to be able to be properly qualified, and only then you can't really move up in the job. Outdoor adventure, so this would be something like an activity instructor. You need energy, enthusiasm, and the ability to relate to young people. The experience that you have gained working with young people, whether it's volunteering with local groups or paid employment, you need good organisation skills and effective communication, and a commitment to delivering exceptional customer service. So the salary, if you're going to do this at an apprentice level, would be £268 per week, including accommodation and food. The career progression routes for activity instructors could be group leaders, activity-specific roles, so you need specific qualifications like CNU, or just generic roles such as team leader, chief instructor, or guest care manager. You don't need qualifications at all if you went in an apprentice, because they teach you while you do it, and you gain the qualifications while you learn it. The evaluation to this would be that I enjoy being outside and working with kids, and even though I'd have to move away, everything is taken care of, like accommodation and food packages available wise, so I wouldn't have to worry about making sure that I have rent or driving every day, because the local probably activity centre at PGL, where the job I was looking at would be like Isle of Wight or 2 hours up the country, so I'd have to drive every day if I didn't. And the salary isn't much, but as a short-term career option it would be ideal. So if I took a gap year from uni, then this would be perfect, as I'd be doing something I enjoy and gaining that bit of money towards it as well. So the job opportunity choice justification, the job I would, out of the four that I feel I would suit to most, would be I need to have good communication skills with like all kinds of people, whether that's adults, people my age, or kids. I'm passionate and have high levels of energy, which mean I would always be around to go, like in the mornings, in the night, in the day. I would be fine like getting people motivated, because I would enjoy what I'm doing. So I'd want other people to enjoy what I was doing. I love working with kids, and would be prepared to move away for the short term in order to gain experience in something like this, because I feel like the progression would be good, and then if I enjoyed it I could go to uni and specialise in becoming something a bit more academic, but at the same time still doing the same kind of thing.